Baby, don't be late for work, I be thinking about you. Do you miss me over there? Cause I feel the same too. I'ma keep that shit on lock, I'ma try to play cool. They can miss me with that bullshit, cause I believe in you. I'ma try to play cool. Miss me with that bullshit, cause I believe in you. I believe in you. I believe in you.
Hey guys, so in this video, I'm going to talk to you guys about what it takes to win a pageant. And I will definitely be sharing what I did to prepare for Miss India Worldwide 2017 and Miss India USA 2016 and Miss India DC 2015. First, before I get into what I did and what I feel is necessary in order to win the crown, I definitely wanted to address the 7 misconceptions of beauty pageants. I have researched and looked up to see how people feel about pageants, people who are not really associated in the pageant world, how they feel about it. And these are the 7 misconceptions that I found. All pageant girls are stupid. It is pretty common for the community to believe that pageant girls are dumb. Okay. Wow, I mean, in a lot of pageant systems, you can't even compete without a certain GPA, for those that don't know that. I'm not saying that's every pageant system, but a lot of pageants I've competed in, they have checked my GPA and my school transcripts before allowing me to compete, because I have to be smart in order to compete. They pay money to get told they are pretty. Okay, I'm not even going to address that one. They are all bratty. There are some pageant contestants, obviously, that are. However, some of my closest friends till this day, I met at pageants that I competed in, and I've competed with them, and they're still my best friends till this day. And I think pageant girls are amazing. And I'm using the term pageant girls, which is very offensive to some people. Obviously, as a pageant girl myself, y'all know I'm not even trying to be offensive. I call myself that for fun. It is what it is. I don't really care if somebody calls me that. But some girls are bratty, of course, but I mean, that's like in the normal world too. That's like not pageantry, really. That's really the regular world. Some girls are bratty, point blank, period. So I don't know if I fully agree with this. I don't fully agree with this. I don't fully disagree, but I don't fully agree. They fight with their competition. I've never fought with anybody I competed with. I mean, yeah, I have never fought with somebody I competed with. They've attacked me verbally after the pageant, but nobody's like physically fought me. I did have somebody's mom try to sabotage me once, but that's another story for a different day. They have no goals or ambitions. That's ridiculous. First of all, for the Miss America organization, and really for any organization that you're competing in a pageant, you have to have a platform. Platform being something that you really believe in and that you invest your time, effort, and money, and blood, sweat, and tears into promoting and being a part of. For me, my platform was always women empowerment. I've spoken at hundreds of middle schools and high schools about boosting self-esteem and being confident and loving yourself and following your dreams to several amazing young women. I've been a part of the My Girl Talk organization. I have done all sorts of stuff for what I believe in. And so, I mean, it is really unfair to say that we have no goals or ambitions. We have our platform. We have our education. We have our own dreams. And most of the time, for most girls that compete in pageants, we not only have dreams for ourselves, but we have dreams that are service-oriented and for other people. Like, I want to be a part of UNICEF one day. I want to be involved in as many humanitarian opportunities as possible in my life. That's really important to me. But I also have dreams for myself. And that's a lot of girls who compete in pageants. In fact, pageants are a great platform themselves to promote women, to build their resume, to give them experience, and to really propel them into that dream and that future that they want for themselves. I think pageants are amazing. They're really, 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 really good for women. Pageant girls are selfish. I don't think we're selfish, but I think that we know what we want for ourselves. I think that we're confident enough to go out and get what we want and not let anybody get in the way. I think when people see confident women, they think that we're selfish and snobby and stuck up, but really, they have never dealt with someone as powerful as a confident woman. Girls do not learn anything from pageantry. I'm not even addressing this one. Really? Like, that's really a misconception? People think we don't learn anything from pageantry. That's crazy. I honestly learned to get out there and be proud of who I am. I think one of the reasons, and I'll get into this later, I think one of the reasons I won the Miss India Worldwide title and the Miss India DC USA is because I was me on that stage. And my whole life I really can't even tell you what me is. It took me so long to figure myself out. I haven't even fully figured it out yet, but I'm on the right path to loving myself and figuring myself out. But the pageants gave me an opportunity to get on that stage and be proud of who I am and slowly figure myself out and tell the world that I am slowly figuring myself out. I don't know who I fully am yet, but this is what I love to do. This is what I believe in. And here's why I do what I do. This is what I want my future to look like. This is who I am. You take me as I am or you don't. And I speak from my heart. I definitely think that's a reason that I won the titles, because I speak from my heart. I don't really rehearse anything, like, ever. Like, even for these videos, I don't really rehearse anything. I just speak from my heart. I think that's the most important thing. I think that's how people approach you. If you're approachable, people will approach you. People will love you even more than they will if you just kind of seem like a robot. But as girls do not learn anything from pageantry, like, that makes me so mad. I can't even, like, I don't even want to address that. That makes me so angry. Now I'm going to talk about what it took for me to win my titles and what I think it takes to win a pageant. Now, you have to keep in mind that there's so many different pageant systems in the world. Okay, we've got the Miss Universe organization, we've got the Femina, we've got Miss India Worldwide, we've got the Miss America organization. Okay, like, you also have Miss High School America. So, you know, there's so many different organizations, and each organization, okay, each system requires different characteristics, different qualities of their contestants. So they all have different requirements. Some of the organizations look at your GPA, they look at this, that, and the third, where other organizations don't really care about the GPA. They just care about the fact that you're a citizen, and they care about the fact that you are the ethnicity that the organization is based upon. Like, there's so many different factors. It'll be so confusing for those of you that don't really know about pageants. But anyways, fast forwarding to the important part. I've written it down because I really don't want to miss out on any of these points. But to me, it takes the right mindset. It takes the right dress, lots of shopping. It takes the right talent piece. It takes the right perspective, and it takes the right walk. Literally, the right walk. I think all of these are really big key components into how to take home the crown and to be the best that you can be on that stage. So first is the mindset, okay? When you walk into a pageant, you've got to think to yourself, I am not competing with anybody else. I'm competing with myself. I'm literally not looking at anybody else. If you were with me in training week before any of my pageants, I would not even look at you unless you talked to me. I was very nice, don't get me wrong, but, like, I don't like looking at my competition, because then I'll get thoughts in my head like, oh wow, she's so pretty. I don't feel pretty right now compared to her. What if her dress is prettier than mine? My head, the way my anxiety is, yeah, I'm not gonna look at anybody. I'm just gonna save myself the trouble. And along with that, the right mindset is, not only am I competing with myself, I am here to be myself. I'm allowing this opportunity to help me find myself. I am here to create lasting friendships. I am here to create memories that so many people do not get to experience. I am here to make an impact, and I am here to make a difference, and that is exactly what I will be focusing on. That is what my mind is focused on. Next, we have the right dress. This one is a tough one. You're going to be traveling to thousands of boutiques across even the country possibly to find this right dress. And when you find the right dress and you do your walk in it, you're going to know it's the right dress. There's going to be no doubt about it in your head. That's how you know you found the right dress. And if you don't have the right dress, you have to keep looking. Next is the right song. Well, the right talent piece for me, it was the right song because my talent was singing. I've sang my whole life, and I was really, really excited to be able to sing at the Miss India World Pageant, and of course the USA and the DC Pageant. I was definitely very scared to sing at the Miss India DC Pageant back in 2015 because I was singing an R&B piece. I was singing a song by Jordan Sparks, and I'm competing in an Indian pageant. So I thought to myself, these judges are not going to pick me. I'm not going to win if I sing an R&B song that's in English, because I'm pretty sure they're expecting me to do something that I'm pretty sure they're expecting me to sing in Hindi or dance to a Hindi song or in any sort of Indian song. And I was just like, oh my gosh, I don't know if I can do it. But you know what? I was like, this is who I am. I've sang my whole life. I love R&B music. That's what I do best. I've been singing R&B since I was like 12, professionally, training with a professional vocal coach. I would travel to New Jersey from Virginia every single weekend to go see my vocal coach since I was 12 years old. And I've literally been singing since I was 5. Shakira is the reason that I fell in love with singing, and I have been singing ever since. Anyways, so for me it was the right song. I had to pick the right song for me. I had to pick a song. I had to pick a song that was going to be a challenge for me so that I could not only show myself that I could do it, but I know that it would be magnificent. If I'm on that stage, I know that I'm going to pick something that is magnificent, because being blessed with an opportunity like that, I can't put anything out on that stage that isn't magnificent. And that also goes with my mindset. That's how I see it. I definitely come prepared. I sang Listen by Beyonce at the Miss India USA pageant and the Miss India World pageant. Listen is, in my eyes, a very tough song. I practiced that for months. I spent months practicing that song. I probably sang that song 15 times a day, which is technically unhealthy for a vocalist, but I just could not rest until I knew that song sounded perfect that day. And then I woke up again the next day and did it another 1,000 times. Like, that's, like, when I say 15 times a day, I probably sang it more than 15 times a day. But like, I know I knew I had to get it right, because for me, even though it may not look like it, I do get a lot of anxiety when I go on stage. Even though I love singing, like, I still get a lot of anxiety. So I just know that I have to get that muscle memory perfect, or else I'm gonna freak out on stage, and then I'm gonna start shaking and getting nervous. So I know that if I practice it 1,000 times a day, I'll be fine for when I have to perform it in front of thousands of people. Talent in general, whatever your talent is, it has to reflect who you are. Your talent has to reflect you. It has to show the judges who you are. Whatever outfit you put together for your talent, the different pieces of aesthetics that you have on your talent portion. Girls have done magic tricks. Girls have cooked on stage for their talent portion. Like, these girls are so talented. Well, women are awesome anyway. I mean, like, I don't expect anything less. I think women are very talented, very amazing, period. I'm obviously pro-women empowerment. Next, we have the right perspective. Okay, so let me start out by talking about the onstage question portion of the pageant. There's a portion called onstage question where you will be asked a question by a selected judge, and they can literally ask you anything under the sun. It could be an easy question, it could be a hard question. All is fair in love and war and pageants. The girl next to you could get a very easy question, and you're gonna stand there and think in your head, I wish I got that question because I had such a good answer. And then you're gonna get a question that you just wish you never got. It just happens that way, honestly. The reason I started by explaining on stage portion is because I realized that when I was preparing myself mentally for this pageant, I would definitely go through all the current events that are going on today, anything and everything that mattered, that made a difference to our economy, our country, our government, the people of our country, anything that had to do with us. I definitely made sure that I was very well knowledgeable. Not to say that I rehearsed my onstage questions, but definitely to say that I made myself knowledgeable. I think that's really important. How are you going to answer a question about our economy if you have no clue what's going on in our economy? So, I mean, this was a great platform for me to learn even more about the country that I live in. And honestly, as I made myself more knowledgeable, I sharpened my perspective. As I know more, when you get to learn more, you get to sharpen your perspective and you get to figure out, okay, this is what I really believe. This is how I feel it should be. This is what I think. And you get to kind of figure yourself out a little bit more in several different aspects. And I think that is something that I really felt was special for me. As I was going through everything and anything that had to do with me, the people of our country, anything, I kind of learned more about myself and how I really felt about things. Because if you don't know how you feel about things, you are not going to be able to answer any onstage question ever. Because 9 times out of 10, those onstage questions are opinion questions. They're going to ask you what you think about something. And if you can't find it in your mind or your heart on how you feel about things, you are not going to be able to answer that question. So I think the whole situation with me making myself more knowledgeable, sharpening my perspective, is what helped me really hit it on the head with my onstage question portion. And also for pageant systems that have interview portion. The Miss India Worldwide organization does not have an interview portion, but several pageant systems do. I remember when I competed in the Miss Virginia organization, we had interview portion. I remember competing twice in the Miss Virginia organization. Once as Miss Capital Region 2015, and then once as Miss Piedmont Region Teen 2014. And I was very young then. Such good memories. Such good memories. So many stories. I'll tell more stories in my other videos. So that's what I think it takes to not only compete in a pageant, but to take home the crown. And bottom line on everything that I stated, whether it was the mindset, the dress, the right talent piece, the one common factor in all of the above is that whatever you do, it has to display who you are as a person. It has to show the judges who you are. If you do something that you think the judges will like, and that's the only reason you're doing it, 1, you're not doing it for the right reason, and 2, I'm pretty sure the judges will figure that out, because I have judged at least 15 pageants in my life. I have judged at least 15 pageants in my life. Like, I, as a judge, I want to understand you on stage. I want to figure out who you are, because I'm going to give you a crown. I want to know who you are. I don't have a set candidate in my head. I'm coming in open-minded, and I want to know who you are and what you can bring to the table. So that is basically the thought process of a judge. And I'm not here to say that I'm perfect. I'm not here to say that I know how to win every single pageant system. I'm not here to say that I was the best judge. I'm just here to share with you what I've experienced in my several years of pageantry. I have been in the pageantry industry since I was in the 10th grade. So how old was that? I was probably like 17, 16. I'm 23 now, so what is that, like 3, it's about 6 years, 6, 7 years, so. And there's several individuals that have been in the pageant industry for 20, 30, 40 years. But from my 6 to 7 years of experience, this is what I've seen. And I really hope this helps any woman who is watching, who either needed a boost, a few tips, or just really wanted some information on what it's like to compete in a pageant and what it really takes. It is so taxing. Most pageant systems, I think every single one of them have a training period before you go and you actually compete, and like the big show and everything happens. It's like some pageant systems have it for 2 weeks, some people have it for 1 week, and some pageant systems have it for like a whole month before the actual pageant. And this training period is basically where you get to meet all the girls that are competing. You introduce yourselves, you figure out how the show is going to go, where it's being televised, all that stuff, all that jazz. It is very stressful. We had I would say 16-hour training days in our heels where we weren't allowed to take our heels off. We would be yelled at if we had to take our heels off. We had some very strict choreographers at times. But I think that as long as you remember that you're here to make a difference and you're here to compete with yourself and be the best that you can be, you will definitely get through it.